How did mobile games go from being so fun and immersive to the current depressive state, where they are soulless and bombarded with ads and microtransactions? It seems just a couple of years ago we had some fantastic games to play and enjoy while not worrying about needing to pay money or watch countless ads to have fun. So, what happened? To understand why mobile games took a turn for the worse, we should first examine what made our childhood games so fun and exciting. For me, these games were a way to have fun with your friends or just to pass the time when you were waiting for something. These games were just so simple, but at the same time so amusing and entertaining. They didn't try to be shocking with their games or bring major wow factor to the game. Moreover, they were more accessible. You didn't need to put in 100 or more hours to even be able to play somewhat decently. This lets you have a casual playing time, rather than sweating all the time and raging because somebody destroyed you. In essence, games were just games. It's no secret that today gaming is a huge industry. It is worth almost $400 billion. $25 billion of it are from mobile games. Compared to early industry days, it has gone a long way since the early 2010s, when games were mostly created by small groups of individuals, to where we are now, having major companies having hundreds of developers for one game at a time. New games have graphics of computer games, and it seems they have more features than players need. Thus, they have the need to fill their games with paid content, ads, and microtransactions to pay for all those things we get. And don't get me started with games that are specifically made for players to watch ads. Games that sole purpose is to get players with fake footage, ads, and then give million ads in 1 minute to extract every last dollar out of your time. I get that you need to make money, but greed is killing the industry. So, at the moment, I see two main reasons for this decline in mobile gaming. Problem number one is a lack of creativity. Second problem is games aren't made with love. Early phone games were different and something we weren't used to, because they were newly created games. They weren't copied from some other game concept. Mostly, they were made fresh with new ideas. At the time, that's what made them so enjoyable, because it was a new experience. Graphics and other things didn't really matter, as long as the game was enjoyable and was a fresh breath to mobile gaming. Nowadays, every game that keeps getting released seems familiar. And it doesn't mean that the game is bad, it's just that we have seen something similar since there are so many games released in the last decade. Companies don't want to move from trends to find new blue waters, because they have a huge risk that the game may flop and they will lose a lot of money and their shareholders will be unhappy. So, we get into the cycle of companies making similar games since they don't want to lose money if their game isn't received well. As I mentioned before, today we have big corporations that have many developers that work a lot of late hours to deliver games, but most of them do it solely to bring back home a paycheck. And there isn't anything wrong with that, but at the end of the day, we as consumers lose out because most forkers have zero attachment to their game, thus they make a game out of need, not love. They just mass produce a bunch of copies of popular games that succeed, that grabs attention for a short period, giving companies more dollars instead of trying to be innovative. As cheesy as this sounds, back in the day, not everything was about money. It was more about passion, which made the game more enjoyable. This led to many classics we have now. So, what is the solution, you ask? Well, in my opinion, indie games can save us and make mobile gaming fun and exciting again. Yes, that's right. With the recent success of BattleBits on PC, in my opinion, we could see more and more indie games popping up on the mobile gaming scene, this way spicing up the entire market and being big competition to big-time players who aren't as hungry as the new developers. To sum everything up, mobile gaming is not as fun as it used to be, but nobody is stopping us to make gaming great again. We can do that by giving a chance to smaller studios and trying out their games. For fellow developers, I encourage you to try exploring different game concepts, bring fresh ideas, and don't be scared to fail. This way perhaps we can get back the good feeling of gaming for what it used to be.